The accident was August the 5th, 2010. They were presumed dead, and they were looking for them for several days until August the 22nd, which was a Sunday. And they found a proof of life. I was driving early in the morning, going to work, and I had this call. This is Admiral Widovio. And he went, you are to embark on a plane and you'll be taken to up north to the desert to help out with the miners, with the rescue. And I thought, someone is kidding me.
A little scaffold with a flag at the top down there. Now that is...
The media was all over. 4 Navy people in uniform walking through the desert. So they were asking, what's the Navy doing in the driest desert on Earth? I really wanted to answer, I'm wondering the same thing, but we didn't have any knowledge whatsoever about the whole thing. What was going to be our technical advising role? We didn't know what to expect. We were under the orders of the health minister because we had a lot of background training, simulating situations for combat medicine, for the Marines, for the Navy personnel on board the ships. The communications were established. They're very, very raw. They were sending notes from one end to the other. The first thing that happened is that managed to fix a telephone line so we could speak to them.
¿Quién habla? Está hablando el jefe de turno Luis Ursúa. Luis Ursúa, acá habla el ministro de Minería, Lawrence Goldborn. Estamos reunidos 20 personas acá para proveerles ayuda inmediata. ¿Cómo se encuentran? ¿Cómo están? Correcto, estamos bien.
The second thing we did is we gathered the medical records of all 33 of them from different parts of the country. We were trying to go further on the communications. We really needed to see them.
Quiero que esté bien yo. Saludos a la familia. Sáquenlo luego, por favor.
They were weak. They were underfed. They didn't look dehydrated. And later we learned that they had water. We also learned they had very good air. The first phase was to get them back to proper health level. We started working on their medical records and on their diagnosis. We have people with high blood pressure. We have people with diabetes. We had people with pneumoconiosis, which is pulmonary problem. We had other minor diagnoses, but still we had to deal with them. So the second phase was keep them not only alive, but healthy.
Atento, Paloma.
We decided to apply some of the naval or armed forces way of doing things, and we split them on 3 groups. 3 different shifts. One of them was on duty, the other one was a standby, and the third one was resting. And that gave them something to get their minds into. One of the things they never knew is that we were expecting to get them out to the surface not earlier than Christmas. We had to keep them safe, we had to keep them healthy. Their minds, their psychological stability had to be assured until Christmas. And Christmas is an emotional time of the year, so it was going to be hard. In naval terms, we were sailing uncharted territory just about every day. The emotional and the psychological pressure we felt every day was huge. We lost track of time. Everything was the same every day. The pressure we were under was huge. We didn't know what day of the week it was. When the authorities came and said, we're getting them out in 2 weeks, we were not ready for that. So on top of that emotional pressure, we had to double work. We had to double the efforts. It was tough. It was tough because some of us were very close to our limits, and we had to push it even more.
A stunning human drama playing out a half-mile below the Earth's surface, where right now there are 33 men buried alive.
There could be a huge breakthrough in the next 24 hours for those 33 miners trapped thousands of feet underground.
Esta tarde vamos a mostrar una primera cápsula, el Fénix 1, que debe llegar el día de hoy. Vamos a tomar entonces, la vamos a hacer al lado de allá, ¿ok? Así que toda la gente que está ahí tiene que moverse para acá.
It was one of those emotional scenarios that you could spend a lifetime and not being able to experience. The feeling was this huge happiness, this sense of the mission starting to be accomplished, but this was huge. But in the immediate instant right after, I had to focus right back to what we were doing. So I did not have any time to enjoy that feeling. It was the beginning of the job. We had to finish it. The first gentleman that was hoisted, his trip lasted a little over an hour. It gave me an opportunity, a precious opportunity, to help, to fulfill my 2 oaths. The first oath as a physician, and the second as a Navy officer serving the country. I had the idea of not being able to get all 33 of them safe out of there every minute of every hour of every day. Because anything could happen. People do not know, but that escape vehicle was literally an ICU. They were monitored, their heart rate was monitored, their respiratory rate, their blood pressure, their oxygen saturation, and everyone came up with a video camera on them. I checked them, every single one of them, as they would surface. Each miner was coming out, it was like, oh, okay, 3 down, 30 to go.
Recibo su turno y quiero aquí, delante de usted, agradecerle a los miles civiles.
It was the most intense professional job I have done in my whole life, but it made me feel so proud because it had a happy ending. But we all knew that the chances of not having a happy ending were huge. Yes, we were lucky, but they were luckier.